From having controversial political views to becoming a fairly successful YouTube content creator, here are 10 things you didn't know about Trevor Bauer. Most baseball fans know that Trevor Bauer was drafted 3rd overall by the Arizona Diamondbacks in the 2011 MLB draft after a standout college career as a pitcher for UCLA. But did you know that the Diamondbacks had actually drafted Bauer once before, straight out of high school back in 2009? Yup, in 2009, the Diamondbacks selected a fresh-faced 18-year-old Bauer in the 26th round of the draft. However, Bauer optioned not to sign with Arizona at that time. He chose instead to play college baseball for UCLA and get an education under his belt before going pro. Clearly, this was a wise choice by Bauer, as he played 3 great years at UCLA, significantly improving his skills and draft stock. By choosing education over baseball initially, Bauer set himself up for a much more lucrative MLB career down the road. When he's not throwing heat on the mound, Bauer is spitting fire content as a bona fide YouTube star. Don't believe me? Here's a fact that proves me right. He has his own YouTube channel with over 668,000 subscribers. Believe it or not, Trevor Bauer is quite the social media influencer and content creator. On his channel, Bauer posts behind-the-scenes vlogs, conducts interviews, provides pitching tips, and films ridiculous prank videos on teammates. It gives his fans an inside look on his life in the majors. Some of Bauer's most popular YouTube videos include how to throw 4-steam fastball, spring training vlog, and hot foot pranks. Though that hot foot prank where he puts matches between a sleeping teammate's toes definitely crossed the line in my opinion. Clearly, Bauer has a fun-loving personality off the field, but who would have thought that this high-level MLB pitcher would also be a YouTube star? Gotta respect the hustle and creativity. That's Trevor Bauer for you. However, just like becoming a content creator isn't easy, becoming one of the best MLB players in the world was really difficult for Bauer, forcing him to train even harder. Why? Let's find out. In the early years of Bauer's MLB career, he struggled heavily with control issues, consistency, and giving up home runs. To reinvent himself, Bauer turned to the data-driven baseball training facility Driveline Baseball and pitching expert Kyle Bodie. At Driveline, Bauer revamped his pitching mechanics and training regime using the latest technology like Rapsodo cameras, Edgertonic high-speed cameras, and Modus throwing sleeves. By analyzing biometrics and optimizing his motion, Bauer was able to increase his velocity and improve command. The Driveline coaching clearly paid off in a major way, helping transform Bauer from a wild pitcher who got shelled to a Cy Young Award winner. Just look at his stats. His ERA dropped over 2 whole runs, and his SO/9 went from 8 to 11.4. While most players stick to normal practice, Bauer thinks outside the box and isn't afraid to experiment with new training methods. His innovative approach to pitching led to massive success. Speaking of innovation, Bauer is a pretty creative person who likes experimenting with technology. This time, he got his hands on a 3D printer. Most MLB pitchers just wear whatever standard cleats are provided by the team, but Trevor Bauer likes to tinker with new technologies, so he decided to prototype his own custom cleats using 3D printing. Bauer's 3D printed cleats had a radical design featuring multiple layers and support structures inspired by architectural and mechanical engineering principles. He explained the cleats shifted weight better for pitching. Unfortunately, MLB ultimately banned Bauer from wearing the futuristic 3D cleats in games, saying the design gave him an unfair advantage. While the ban was a setback, you've got to admire Bauer's outside-the-box thinking. He's always pushing the envelope when it comes to baseball technology and innovation. 3D printing custom cleats is just one example of his pioneering approach. And if you think Bauer's 3D printing skills are commendable, wait till you find out how good he is at using drones. One of Trevor Bauer's hobbies outside of baseball is building, flying, and filming with drones. As a technology geek, Bauer decided to merge his 2 interests by using drones to record video of himself pitching from different aerial angles. By mounting cameras on drones and flying them above the mound, Bauer is able to study his pitching mechanics from never-before-seen vantage points. This helps him closely analyze his form in a way that isn't possible from a static ground-level camera. However, I do worry about Bauer getting accidentally whacked mid-windup by one of those buzzing drones. Those things move fast, and a rogue drone to the head could really hurt. Hopefully he's got a good drone insurance. While this idea definitely carries some risks, you can't argue with the innovative spirit. Using drones to improve as a pitcher is such a Trevor Bauer thing to do. But a drone is not the only thing Bauer uses to track his performance. Trevor Bauer takes health and wellness to the absolute extreme. He relentlessly tracks a vast array of personal metrics like sleep quality, heart rate variability, blood biomarkers, and pretty much any health data he can get his hands on. Bauer's daily fitness and conditioning routine is downright insane. We're talking multiple intense workouts, hyperbaric chambers, infrared saunas. This guy spares no expense or effort when it comes to his body. His diet follows an equally strict optimized regimen to match his blood type and microbiome. We're talking no sugar, gluten, dairy, or processed foods at all. With this level of discipline when it comes to health, it's no wonder Bauer always looks so dialed in on the mound. His commitment to performance puts most people's lifestyles to shame. Bauer is also pretty fond of himself, and when he got a nickname, he wanted no one else to replicate it. In 2019, Bauer filed an application to trademark his cocky self-appointed nickname, Trevor Bauer Outage. He wanted to brand merchandise like shirts and hats with the slogan. But Bauer ultimately abandoned the trademark attempt after probably realizing how ridiculous it would be to trademark your own vanity nickname. While the trademark try flopped, you gotta respect Bauer's entrepreneurial hustle and desire to build his personal brand. I could totally see him trying to make Bauer Outage into an energy drink or nutrition supplement line when his playing days are over. He might be a shameless self-promoter, but at least he thinks big. Other than his thoughts, Bauer also has a pretty loud mouth, which some people don't really like. Trevor Bauer is quite vocal on Twitter about his conservative political stances, and he often clashes aggressively with trolls and haters. His heated political debates have landed Bauer in controversy multiple times, like when he called out the media's coverage of Donald Trump, or when he mocked transgender cyclist Rachel McKinnon. Many find Bauer's brash political opinions off-putting and at times offensive. As a result, he's become a polarizing figure amongst the generally left-leaning MLB community. But whether you agree with him or not, Bauer doesn't shy away from speaking his mind. His right-wing views are just as fiery as his fastball. Leading up to the 2020 free agency period, Bauer said he didn't want any long-term contracts going forward. He wanted short deals to maximize flexibility. This led Bauer to eventually sign a shocking 3-year, $102 million contract with the Los Angeles Dodgers, with opt-out clauses after each season. This gave him the highest annual salary in MLB, but allowed him to potentially enter free agency again in 2021. It was a bold gamble, placing faith in his performance value skyrocketing with a dominant season for the Dodgers, and it paid off initially with Bauer capturing an NL Cy Young Award. While Bauer can be admired a lot as a player, as a human, he is always surrounded by controversies and legal troubles. In 2021, shocking allegations emerged that Bauer had choked and punched a woman during 2 sexual encounters. The graphic details of abuse were disturbing, leading to an unprecedented 2-season suspension by MLB. Bauer claims all encounters were 100% consensual, and at the time of this video, he is appealing the suspension. Nevertheless, Bauer's once bright future in baseball is very much in jeopardy. It's been a dizzying fall from grace for Bauer. In the span of just 1 year, he went from being considered the best pitcher in baseball, becoming a vilified pariah. Will Bauer ever pitch another MLB game? That remains to be seen, but the sexual assault claims have certainly brought his pitching career to a screeching halt. That's all we had in store for today. Let me know down in the comments which MLB player you want me to cover next. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more stories of the game's greatest stars.